guys. Today is the last day we are going to be focusing on area and perimeter. Your first activity today is find the area of 3 4-sided objects. So your first thing is that you're going to find 3 objects that are 4-sided and find the area. You'll need a ruler or a tape measure. So let's say I have my book that I've been reading. I measure my width and my length, and I multiply those together to find the area. That's going to be your first assignment for today. And then you'll come back on here and we'll get to the big part of the lesson. So today's I can statement is, when given the area and one side, I can find the missing side. Whoops. So when given the area and one side, I can find the missing side. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this. So we know the formula for area is A is equal to length times width. Well, now I want to switch this into a division problem. So if I have 40 inches squared, I'm given the area, and I'm given the length this time, so just one side. Well, I can switch this into a division problem, and I can go the area divided by the length is equal to the width. So I'm going to plug those numbers in. So if I have 40 and I divide it by 5, what does that equal? So I literally just flipped it. Or my favorite way to do this is do it as multiplication. So I go, what times 5 is equal to 40 inches squared? I think it's 8 times 5. So my width would be 8 times 5. So I can check my answer by finding the area. 5 times 8 is 40. So I'm correct. My answer would be my width is 40 inches. Don't forget to label it properly with the inches. Okay? Next problem, very similar. I'm given the area. This time I'm given the width. I have to find the length. So I can either put this in a division problem, or I can go, what times 9 is equal to 36 meters squared. So you're just putting that into a multiplication problem, or you can do it as a division problem. So I'm pretty fluent with my multiplication, and I go, what times 9 equals 36? Well, I know 4 times 9 is equal to 36. So my length must be 4. L is equal to 4 meters. So my answer would be 4 meters. It does get a little bit harder. I'm going to show you an example of how it can be harder, because we get into larger numbers sometimes. So then a lot of the times you'll have to be dividing. So look at this guy. Now our area is 104 inches squared and our length is 4 inches. We have to find the width. Well, if you guys remember doing the box and arrow, look, the box is already given to you. Let's set it up to do the box and arrow method of division. So I'm going to set that up for you. Hopefully you guys remember that box and arrow method. I know it's been a little while. So I have 124. I'm splitting that up, divided by 4. So here's my box. Here's my 4. What times 4 gets us close to 1 without going over? Well, 0. 0 times 4 is 0. I subtract. I have 1 left over. I'm going to bring my 1 up to the tens place. Now I have 12 here. And I ask myself, what times 4 is going to give me 12? Well, I know 3 does. 3 times 4 is 12. I subtract. I have 0 over. If you want, you can bring that 0 up. If you know you don't have to, you don't have to. Sometimes I just get into that habit. What times 4 gets us close to 4, or right on, without going over? 1. 1 times 4 is 4. I subtract. I have 0 left over. So I know 31 is going to be my answer to the division problem, and that's going to be my width. So my width is going to be 31 inches. Now, how how could you check this? Well, if you want to double, triple check that your answer is correct, you would multiply the length times the width and see if it gives you the area. That's just going to make sure you get the answer correct. So I would recommend to do so. Now, if you have a problem like this and you have 124 inches and let's say the width is up here 4 inches, just flip it into that division problem, because you'll need to divide those larger numbers to get that missing side. If you have any questions, feel free to comment or ask. Here is your practice for today. You just have 2 practice problems, and then I'm trying something new with the Google Classroom. You have to go to Mrs. Landrum's 4th grade in Google Classroom and complete the assignment. The assignment is just 10 questions long. I'm now going to show you how to go into that Google Classroom and where to find the assignment. It's not too hard. Let me log into my computer here, and I'm going to flip this around so you guys can see. Yeah, maybe not. I'm not very good at this. Here we go. So I'm going to go up here to the right hand corner, click it. I'm going to go to my classrooms, click the classrooms. It'll come up. I'm going to go over here where it says Mrs. Landrum's. I'll click on this. And then up at the very top, it says classwork. I'll click it. And then you'll see finding area and perimeter. My due date is until April 17th. You're just going to click that, click the length, and then complete the assignment. So that's all it is for how do you get to Google Classroom. Again, it's super important that you're getting into that Google Classroom, and mine and Mrs. Bryant's. Mrs. Stolle also has a great resource page, so make sure you're checking that out on Facebook. Have a great day. See ya.